Hi, I'm Samy and this is my Draw My Life. It all started 17 years ago when my grandma introduced my mother Adriana to my father Javier, and it was love at first sight, or at least that's what they told me. 7 years later, I came to the world as a little baby on November 19, 1998, to be precise, being 51 centimeters long and 3.1 kilograms. At first, I was full of pimples and my skin was yellow, so I needed sunlight baths every day. My mother says I was crazy, willing to explore the world and happy to be alive. She also believed I was a cursed child because I liked to climb my baby coat and throw myself to the ground. Another thing about me is that I was really smart, because I learned how to walk, talk, and swim before I was 1 year old. I have spent all my life with my two cousins, Katia and Carla, and we have always loved video games and movies, and we are really close and I love them a lot. I also happen to have a dog named Monchita, and she is the most beautiful dog I have ever seen in my whole life, with her big brown eyes and awesomely large eyelashes, quite clever and gorgeous. Sadly, she passed away 2 years ago. Now I have another dog named Emily, and she is slightly blonde and has these little eyes and a button nose, and we all love her. Now back to my life. When I was 3 years old, I entered kindergarten in a little school called Hills Garden. I remember it had a set of wings and a sandbox, which my mother hated because when I arrived home, my socks would be full of sand. On school, I made a lot of friends. I was extremely extroverted and I made everyone like me, even the most strict teacher whose name I can't remember. Then I entered the Williams College. I remember I felt awful at first because I came from quite a little school, so when I saw the castle, I was so scared I cried all morning, trying to convince my mom to take me back home. And I remember my father telling her I could attend school some days later, and I totally agreed with him. Anyways, she said no, so I stayed. For about 3 weeks, I was so sad my teacher would sit beside me during lunchtime and stare at me, probably wondering why I was so alone. Suddenly, this girl named Julieta came to me and we became friends instantly, so I wasn't alone anymore. A year later, were cheerleaders. We also did this annual presentation in which we showed our parents a class, and at the end we would dance a little choreography made by our teacher. In one of those presentations, I was following a girl and suddenly she made a mistake, so I hit myself with a bar and my mother laughed a lot. Thanks, Mom. Apart from ballet, I attended music lessons. It all started with piano, which I didn't like at first. But as things became more interesting, I learned to love it, and now I play it as a hobby. Now I'm more into drums and singing, but I know I'll never leave the piano. After a year or so of studying piano, my mother told me that there was going to be a Christmas festival and I was able to participate, so I did it. We sang Rosas by La Oreja de Van Gogh, and in the video I look like a hamster because of my chubby cheeks. 2 years later, we sang and danced. We are all in this together from High School Musical, and I remember I almost fell off the stage once while rehearsing. We also did Angels by Robbie Williams, and on the last show I sang Can't Take My Eyes Off of You by Gloria Gaynor, which I enjoyed a lot. Going back to school, when I was in 5th grade, I met a girl named Laura. She was so suspicious, some sort of emo girl, but after a year in the same class, I realized that she was awesome and we became best friends, which we still are, and I really love her. She's my paradise. Getting into a little dark moment of my life, 2 years later, my father told me he wasn't happy anymore with my mother. He made sure I knew this wasn't my fault, and I could say he kinda went to buy a box of cigarettes and never came back. No, I'm just kidding. He's now like my friend, and he makes sure to come visit me at least once in a month. When he left, we moved to my aunt's house. My mother felt a little bit awkward there, but as I love my aunt, I had no problem at all. Now it's been almost 5 years since this all happened, and I still love to be in my auntie's house. A couple of years later, I wanted to be like Laura, so I started to dress only in black, and I cut my hair in a strange fringe that looked so bad on me, though I thought it was really cool. Probably this is the part of my life when I became really introverted and self-conscious. Anyways, I also started to listen to more music, such as Paramore, one of my favorite bands at the moment, and The Cab, best band ever. We used to go on the bus listening to them at full volume. But then she moved to England. She told me it was an exchange and that it wouldn't last longer than 3 weeks. During those weeks, I didn't know what to do, so my cousin suggested that I should read a book, so she lent me Twilight. Not a pretty good option to get into the world of books, I know, but when I finished the rest of the saga, I really liked it and enjoyed the movies too. Basically, that was when my love for books became an addiction, and now I have a bookshelf full of all of my favorite books. And a YouTube channel called Infinite Lost Words, in which my cousins appear too. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. It all seemed to be going great, until last year my mother and my aunt started to hate each other for reasons I don't really get. I don't know why I let that get to me, but I got sick, and the problem was that my tummy grew until it looked like I was pregnant, and I have these horrible cramps in my back, and I threw up all the time, and I felt like some sort of alien was trying to come out of me. I don't know why, but I felt like I was going to die. Thanks to the Dark Lord, after a lot of time in the hospital and having exam after exam, they found out that I had an irritable nervous system and that I must stay calm and not freak out because that would only make it worse. Nowadays, I have been feeling pretty good, even though I hate to take my medication, and after that horrible experience, I really am looking forward to my future life because I want to live at least 100 years. One of the things I would love to do is work completely for YouTube with my book channel or become a gamer or a blogger and dropped out of school. Not really, and I hope it happens someday. My other dream is to have a band with my friend Ella as the bassist, my cousin Katia as the drummer, my cousin Carla as our manager, and me as the guitarist. Sadly, I can play the guitar, and tour through the whole world and cover some awesome bands such as 5 Seconds of Summer, Blink-182, Green Day, All Time Low, Paramore, The Cab, My Chemical Romance, Sleeping with Sirens, Spears of Evil, Blackbird Brides, Fall Out Boy, Jimmy the World, The Academy is But Still, Bring Me the Horizon, Coldplay, A Day to Remember, The Killers, Kings of Leon, blah blah blah. So yeah, basically that's my life, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as I already said. And don't hesitate to be happy and love every little thing of your life, because you know what they say, so many things to do, so little time. So I guess this is it. My name is Samy and I'll be watching you in the next video, and as always, don't forget to read. Bye guys!